Can you see this? Okay, you have to differentiate between the hieroglyphic and this shape. This shape. I believe that these shapes, scientific equations, actually.
That's amazing.
This is not a door. This is not the shape of the door at all. Look at this shape. Okay? This is not a flower. This is not the shape of the lotus or the papyrus. Okay? Can you see here? Why is this one with no lines like this? And why we have smaller lines here? Okay? This is exactly like the motherboard. This one, like a motherboard, actually, for me. Okay?
All these guys would easily come to your beck and call immediately and want to work on your work with you. I'm not clear exactly as to what the stones would be, everything.
The pharaohs understood very well the true value of these places. Like, for example, I published this on my YouTube channel. I talked about one of the theories, it's my theory, okay? How they cut the granite from Aswan and they transported to Giza or to any site, and how they remodeled the granite or the volcanic stone in general. Why we can see in Latin America, okay, in Peru, blocks of granite, copy-paste, same shape, same dimension, same material, like the third pyramid at Giza. How come? Same shape, same dimension, okay, same material. How come?
Yet El Arian, which is Egypt's Area 51, the stuff you're not supposed to go into, why that's all connected. And you start to see these boxes in the Serapeum and the resonance, the energy, the vibration of how it works like a technology. That's why they built mud brick around this place to insulate the energy within it.
Yes. This is the reason to use the mud brick, and actually the mud brick, I totally agree with this one. The mud brick, actually you can find it around all the temples with no exception. This way? Yeah. Okay, can you see what is this?
Looks like pipes, organ or something.
Actually, this is a pipe organ. I agree with you. This is a pipe organ.
Yeah.
But this is like a xylophone. It's like a xylophone. Okay? So, how many musical instruments we have? Pipe organ. Here. Xylophone. Here. Pan flute. The flute and the gramophone. Plus the tuning fork here. 6. Can I ignore them? I'm sorry, I can't ignore this. As I told you, one sign for me, more than enough to know that this is a store as a pharmacy. One sign. And now we have 6 signs. So we can't ignore this. The power here coming from what? Music, sound, resonance. Nowadays we use something like this? Yes. Actually, this is more useful than the chemicals which we use. I remember when I was a small kid, I read it that there was a surgery, open heart surgery. You know how serious is kind of surgery like this. And then they turned on music. For a while, I thought that this music for the doctor to help him doing this surgery. And then they said, no, this is music is for the patient who was in a coma. Open heart surgery, coma, okay? And they said that his body responds to this music. So nowadays we know this one. And the ancient Egyptians here, they mentioned 6 musical instruments. So I'm so sorry, I can't ignore this. Okay, I have experience in music here. And then I came to my friend Muhammad and I told him, I'm sorry, I have a new theory and I can't ignore it. He welcomed this one. And he blessed this theory actually. Because as I told you, it's not one sign, it's 6 signs. Is this the only power of that place? No, we have double power. The resonance and the stars. That's what I will explain in details in the second stop in the Serapeum.
We are visiting with Yusuf, who's his old friend. They were in these areas. But when Hakim would come here to this site, using the very things you were talking about, the music theories about when Pythagoras came here with the Pythagoreans, he was credited for healing with harmonics. But we know, as Timothy can tell you, and as you can tell him, he got it from here. This is where the Pythagoreans came. Pythagoras had to do his initiation here, as you know. So how Hakim would tell the story. Yeah, exactly. 20 years here. You can take this what you will. Some people have different legends about Hakim. Hakim, you know, was bringing out the Grateful Dead, like the shirt you were wearing yesterday. Hakim brought out here Henry Kissinger. He was their guy. He was somewhat of a mystic. He was an Egyptologist, a brilliant guy. But one thing he did is he came to these ancient sites just like you did when you were younger, Muhammad did, and he meditated and he prayed and he sat on the sites and he remote viewed the ancient past. And he was incredibly intuitive that way. So what Hakim would say, he said there were these 10 platforms, just like this one over there. And he said we had travertine. We'd have these 10 platforms. And this place was not only a sound healing hospital, you can go in there and listen just like you have the fine folks doing, but he would say that it was like an MRI. So you'd say you'd have Imhotep, and it wasn't just one person, you'd have this group. And you would have Imhotep that would come up there and someone would sit there, like a priestly class person, they would sit on that platform, and then somebody else, he would pick from the group, one of you fine folks, and he would say, don't say what's wrong with you. If you have an ailment or something in your body, you have a hurt leg or something in your stomach, and I've even seen people from our groups do this. They'd come up to one of the platforms, and that's the last one we see standing. They'd say the left side was for the feminine energy, the right side was on the masculine energy. They would step up on the platform, wouldn't say anything that was wrong. Then another person from the group would go up and sit up on those stairs, that platform, and they would sit there and they would either tone or channel something. And when they would do that, you'd feel like a vibrational existence, a transference or a transpositioning, where the person up here would be the receiver, like the class of healer that would feel it. And the areas underneath this, whether you want to look at water channels or the vibration that you were talking about, and that's why I love your theory so much and all the things that are coming to you as a musician, because you understand the power of this site. This would be not only an MRI, but it would be a healing through the resonance. So think about that after. If you want to try it, someone could sit on that platform and another person on there and see if you can pick up something in someone. And that's why I think it's so neat that you called it, and it has been called, the healing hospital.
Exactly. Yes, I totally agree with this one. And we had shrines here. We had also shrines on the other side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So yes, it was a hospital here. Different diseases. The ibis bull. It's all this sarcophagus just for keeping the bull, just for burying the bull. Okay, that's what the academic used to say.
August Marriott, 1850, right?
Yes. Okay. And let's see, does it make any sense or not? That's what we will see inside.
One thing is that you have the giant boxes underground, looks like a cataclysmic regeneration chamber. Hey, Fred, you might need some make sure that you take care of it. Yeah.
I hope you will say something useful. I hope you will say something useful.
Remember what these are made of. These are all made of what? Granite. And what does granite contain? Silica. And silica is where you get silicon microchips from. They're a great insulator and conductor of electromagnetic energy, piezoelectrical energy that you see comes through it. But think about this. When you see the chicken scratch on the side of the open box in there, that was left at Greco-Roman times. This is not the civilization. When you see the sloppily drawn blank cartouche, which is like a blank name tag that they're going to sell to the highest bidder to get to the afterlife or something, the group that did that chicken scratch are not the magnificent pre-cataclysmics that knew how to work in granite like that. That is magnificent that you'll see these boxes. A transposition.
Yeah, dude. I'm really enjoying the back and forth between you and this guy, man. This is.
Well, thank you. I'm also enjoying the back and forth with you. And Brent, the one thing you said on the bus that you never got to finish is you were talking about the Merkaba.
Yeah.
So why that's important is, again, the Mer, like Mar, the word for pyramid we see, and the Ka and the Ba.
Right.
And the Ka and the Ba, these are the names of the two pyramids that you'll find outside of the Stargate at Zayat al-Aryan. Not only has Muhammad pointed this out, but think about the significance of the Ka and the Ba. But at the other way that we look at this, which is really fascinating, is we were talking about as above, so below, right?
Right.
Merkaba.
Merkaba.
The as above, so below. Muhammad is such a beautiful soul. I love seeing his face. When I come off a plane, I tell you, and see this face, and you're tired, and you come in, and
This time we didn't.
I know. And usually, I'm glad you're getting rest.
Actually, I didn't was in the rest.
You didn't even get rest. Look over here. Look, oh, there's nothing here. Look over here. There you go. You see boxes.
Excuse me,
Oh,
can you see
wow,
how
yes.
heavy is this one? Do you notice something unusual here? Do you notice anything unusual here?
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit, first thing. Ah, okay. Do you see something unusual, something strange for you? Something took your attention here? I want you to look at this one. Do you see anything unusual here?
It's
Sir?
slightly slid over.
Yes, this question is for you, please. We are discussing different things. This makes
It looks
tour
like
very
it's been half opened, or
half open. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this one and look at this recess here. Can you see it? 1 and 2. You noticed this one before? It seems that they used to put something here and something there. This is for me unusual.
Very nice observation.
Yes. Something to make the battery here with. Something very, very, very precious. Something had the power. Something was easily, not heavy, to be taken. Not heavy. Okay? And this is a place.
This what you just said is so significant, because we see these indentations over there, so you have something for the regeneration of the operating of bringing the energy into these, the resonance. That is so significant, as well as what's underneath these places, this grid, how it works. That was amazing what you just pointed. I've never seen someone point that out before.
Because I like to see the whole picture. Sometimes the answer of your question, not from here, it's from the wall around, the whole picture. Okay, why we have this? It's like a spoon
Yes,
in the yogurt, correct?
that's what I saw at Aswan with the obelisk.
Exactly.
the
It's
same,
like the
like a yogurt.
spoon. So this is not a man-made actually. Maybe when they took these pieces, which I don't know what is this, or maybe this is after the acceleration, okay, and they transferred the granite and changing it from into solid shape into single shape, while returning the shape back into the solid shape. They didn't finish the work because of the solar flare, and that's why we have these spots here. This
Now,
is my.
What about this? Going along with what you're saying with the solar flare, what do you think about this idea being sort of a stasis generation or regeneration chamber after the cataclysm, or when the solar flare had taken place, so you could come here for regeneration in these enormous boxes? And as you can see, to move the lids on these things, which are empty, to be able to lie in them and activate them, that would require great strength, or the ability, as you said with these fields, to just move it effortlessly.
Yes.
So there's pieces of this. This is like finding an old cell phone. You know, let's say these cell phones all die in the future, my friend, and nobody knows how to operate them due to, you know, what we're talking about, the Carrington event or an EMP. Yes. People would say, well, what is this? How do we operate this piece of plastic? It's shiny, like you were saying the other night. You could see a reflection in it.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't know. You can turn it on and make a call, right?
Yes.
That's what this is. The priests were going to sell this for this blank cartouche, and this stuff is so sloppy and just garbage. They were going to and say, hey, we found these, we'll sell them so you can have a ticket to the afterlife. So check out this, look at this.
Yeah, explain that again, please.
So you see this is chicken scratch on the outside, done around Greco-Roman times in most likelihood. You see that you find this empty cartouche. This enormous box, when they found it, they were like, hey, let's sell it. And you know, the priests were like, we could make a buck, sell a ticket to the afterlife. But they were not the incredible folks, the pre-cataclysmics, that made this very impressive granite.
But I have something here
They
to
just
say.
kind of put some
I have
graffiti on
something
it.
here to say, okay?
Please do.
Could you please turn on? Okay, can you see this? Okay, you have to differentiate between the hieroglyphic and this shape. This shape. I believe that these shapes, scientific equations, actually.
That's amazing.
This is not a door. This is not the shape of the door at all. Look at this shape, okay? This is not a flower. This is not the shape of the lotus or the papyrus, okay? Can you see here? Why is this one with no lines like this, and why we have smaller lines here? Okay, this is exactly like the motherboard. This one, like a motherboard, actually, for me. Okay, okay, let's read the hieroglyphic. Let's read the hieroglyphic here. Can you please go up with this one? Okay, what is this? Azir, Osiris. When we say here Osiris, we are talking about the energy, a huge amount of energy. Miri, the beloved. D, given. What is this? Ankh, life. And this is was power. Ankh, the life and the power. Between them is what? The jet pillar. They said that the jet pillar is the backbone of the human. No, this is wrong. This is like electrical tower. Tower of electricity with waves like this. And these waves surrounded by what? Life and the power. This means that the source of the life and the power comes from the energy. The name of Osiris here is what? Is the throne Isis, which is the Egyptian soil. When I say Egyptian soil, I don't mean here the green land, no. In Egypt, Egypt is a country number 3 all over the world with treasures of stones. We have amount, okay, quality and quantity, okay? And this I, verb to create. So the energy created, this is if I want to talk about the name of Osiris, how it looks like. Creation. Created from what? From the Egyptian soil, from the rocks. The energy here comes from the rocks.
So the priests in Greco-Roman times put this here. Would you say that they were also placing a mathematical equation in here
Sorry,
as well?
excuse me, why you said that this is Greco-Roman?
This is, in Muhammad's opinion, he believes this is Greco-Roman. So that's between, I don't know, that's his opinion based on the style and what you're looking at this this later look. There's been a few people that have that, but I'm interested to hear what you have to say also about that because I'm open-minded. But
Because the Greeks the Greeks know nothing about hieroglyphic, by the way. Excuse me, this one. Do you know what is this shape?
tell us.
Have you seen this one?
Delta, Greek Delta.
This is the entrance of the Great Pyramid.
Yeah, it looks like the pyramid, yeah.
The entrance of the Great Pyramid, the original entrance. This one, Hebu, Hebbu, and this is determinative. This is the entrance of the Great Pyramid. It's Osiris, it's energy.
Point is, though, you're looking at something that relates to the energy, the afterlife, and all this, like a spell. Then you come down here, you have what? Blank cartouche, right? So we could put, if I sold this to you, I could say, you could put this on your name, you're going to have a great Rolls Royce here to go to the afterlife in. So, but I mean, the point being, though, can you agree with me on this? No matter who created these, that whoever made this primitive, like, style of chicken scratch, it's not that, not that defined, are not the same people that made this
Definitely,
box.
of course.
There we go, we can get it.
And, by the way, can you see here, the writing is in this curve. This is default, in the stone, okay? For me, this means that this one happened later. I believe that it was one piece perfectly made and then they made this hieroglyphic. Then later on, that's what I believe, but I'm not sure 100%. When they took these pieces, which are supposed to here and there and on the roof, as our friend said, this caused this damage, melted the ground. And this melting happened later, when they changed the environment here.